So I'm gonna now walk through with you how to make a very simple object, right? So let's actually change into inches. Okay. So let's change into inches. And you remember to do that, you go to the document settings and you change active units to inches. Okay. So now let's say I want to make a 2 by 2 by 2 cube. Okay. So um, you guys can pause the live stream, or if you guys are watching this like in the past or in the future, where the live stream's already posted and my friend has edited all the clips and stuff, then you can of course go back and pause here and do this exercise with me. So you know how to extrude, right? So let's extrude a shape. Before we actually do the exercise, you need to know how to do this. So let's extrude a shape. You already know how to do that by changing the height of the shape. And then we can just select another plane of this object that we have here, which is called a body, by the way. Once you extrude something, it turns into a body. Now on this body, we can make another shape. And we can now extrude this shape from the top of this body up or down. Now, as you'll notice, if you extrude down, you're going to cut into the object. That's a cut operation here. Okay? So now you have a recess by 0.4 millimeters of this rectangle. So this is going to be very important in making this cube. So now knowing how to dimension, knowing how to extrude, I want you to make a 2 by 2 cube that has um, a square on one side, on a square on two opposite sides, a triangle on two equilateral triangle on two opposite sides, and circle on two opposite sides that are alternating between pushing out and pulling in. But right now, I'm gonna walk through with the people here how to actually go about doing that. So first, we want a 2 by 2 cube. So we're gonna dimension our rectangle 2 inches by 2 inches. Okay, so now we have a 2 by 2 rectangle. And then we're going to extrude this, finish sketch, and you can either press the extrude tool or press E. So we're gonna press E and extrude this by 2 inches. Fun fact, this exact exercise was actually like a part of the Rice Robotics application to get into robotics at Rice Middle School, which was the first team that I ever joined. So this used to be part of your required knowledge. So now we have our cube, right? Well, now I want to make my equilateral triangle and things like that. Okay, so let's actually start with our square because it'll be the easiest thing. We want our square to be 1 inch by 1 inch. Well, that was easy. Now we have a 1 inch by 1 inch square. Let's dimension this quickly. 1 inch by 1 inch. There you go. Now you have a 1 inch by 1 inch square. And we can extrude this upwards by maybe not 1 inch, like 0.25, fourth of an inch. Well, that's done. Now let's make a circle that has a diameter of 1 inch. So the circle is going to, well, we can look at sketches. By the way, this will happen a lot. Let's say you want to make a sketch on something and there's a sketch that's in the way. Well, what you can do is just hide the sketch that's in the way and continue with your own sketch. So now we have a 1 inch circle, right? And we want to extrude this backwards by 0.25 inches. So we're going to select how many inches we want and go negative 0.25 inches. Well, now we have a recess of negative 0.25 inches. And finally, let's make a triangle. Now, the triangle is the hardest part because you need to first do the math, right? Because this is This is very much a trigonometry or a special right triangles thing, right? Because let's bring back a line. That was silly. Reset panel customization. So you're going to essentially make a line, right? So first let's ask ourselves, how do you make an equilateral triangle? Well, an equilateral triangle is two 30, 60, 90 triangles stuck together on their longest leg. So let's make a 30, 60, 90 triangle right now and figure out what the center of that triangle is and then manipulate that triangle upwards. Okay? So first we're going to make a line. We want this line to be, or first let's actually make a line from the center. Because if you remember on a 30, 60, 90 triangle, you have one leg, which is 1, and then the hypotenuse is going to be 2. Yeah, you could also do that. That approach would work as well. But, if you want to be more exact, you can go with lines. So we have a circle, and, sorry, that's my brother, by the way. Say hi. Hi. Okay, bye-bye. He's trying to find a vacuum cleaner. Anyway, so you have your circle, right? And you said you wanted to do an inscribed polygon, or yeah, inscribed polygon. So we're gonna do this and make our circle. Now we obviously don't want it to have 6 edges, right? I mean, generally that's how many edges you'll have, but you can change it to 3. And then you can just change this to, the only issue is now you're gonna have to do the math. Because this will take the diameter of the circle that you're using. So if you'll take a look, this line right now should be, yeah, 0.9, right? So when you make your inscribed polygon, you want each edge length of your, if you want each edge length of your triangle to be equilateral, then you're gonna have to do math because it's not gonna let you just get away with telling it what the edge length will be. It's gonna tell you. It's gonna take the radius of the circle as your edge length. So then you're going to want to do 1 times the square root of 3, which is square root of 3, and then that will be the length that you put in. And we can, go through this. You can also do an edge polygon, which will just turn it into that. Now this is actually an easy approach because you could just go 0.5 away like this, and then take your edge polygon and make it 1 inch. Oh shoot. Okay. 1 inch. Where is it? Here we go. Edge polygon 1 inch, and then there we go. But you want to change it to 3? Well, there's your triangle, right? So that's actually way easier than the inscribed polygon section. But now you want to find the center, right? This is not the center of the triangle, trust me. It's gonna be, well, actually never mind, it is. Remember, I'm not the most goatiest to CAD persons of all time. But anyway, so we have our inscribed triangle, but we want to make this centered, right? So now we're gonna draw the center lines. And now we can just be like, oh hey, now you go right there. Bam, we're constrained. Okay. So now we can finish sketch and extrude this out by, let's say, minus 0.25 again. There you go. So now that's your cube done. Yeah, that's it.